We shot the 2 of them I was in was up here in Toronto, so I'm
It seems like a nice city. It feels Gotham-y here a little bit.
It is. When we were making Police Academy, we would have to dirty the streets so it looked like America. This is the truth. And people would come by and clean. Like, they would pick up the trash.
Like, get out of here, Canadian! Get out! Get out! There's Canadians infesting the film set. They keep picking up the litter.
Put down that Tim Hortons cup. We put it there on purpose. Yeah, so they would actually do that. And so,
oh, Canadians.
You know, I had the quintessential Canadian experience on the way here. And there's a lot of cliches that are true, and you guys are friendlier and a little bit nicer and just deal with it. I mean, you're snarky too. I know what you say behind our backs.
No, they will argue with you about anything, and they don't tip.
They go, we're not nice. You don't hate me, do you? So I see this guy on a moped when I was walking here to the theater, and he gets cut off and almost hit by this Prius. And so he catches up with the Prius, and he hits the window, and I'm like, oh, this is good. This is gonna go. It's on. And the guy looks at the other guy, and the guy on the moped looks at him, and then he really angrily waves at him.
Hello!
Hi! Like,
have you noticed me?
What was the effort there to give him a finger? It would have just been bending 3 fingers, and he's just... Well, yeah, that would hurt me more, though, wouldn't you? As a driver, I'd be like, God, that
absolutely.
Guy. Yeah.
I've in rare moments in my life, I have experienced, like, I've done it right, just on accident, really, because I was trying to be so sarcastic, and the other person was so nice. Like, I remember, like, having instances in traffic where, you know, someone's honking at me angrily, and it puts my ire up, and then I would, like, look over at them, make eye contact with them, and do this big, like show of, like, like fully expecting to get shot for it, but then the person in the other car would just, like, start laughing.
That guy just mugged at me aggressively.
Yeah, maybe we should all be doing comedy in this moment. Like, what is my problem?
I got rear-ended on the 101 during, like, where the traffic was at a stop, and this guy gets out, and he was a Mexican gentleman, and it was his truck, and we go to exchange each other's insurance, and then he hands me his license, and it says it was suspended, that his license was suspended. And then I go, dude, just forget it. My car's fine. And he starts crying, and he hugs me. And unlike you, I'm not cool with the hugs. And
unlike me.
Well, all these big, I don't know, man. What is your target audience? We love bears.
There's 600 hours of footage in that movie. Like I hugged 8 people.
Yeah, we should say there was a screening this evening.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, I love the movie. It was really wonderful.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. It's very flattering.
It was very, very sweet and funny and everything I want in a movie.
Oh, that's nice. That's good. I know you would tell me otherwise, I think. I mean, not that you're
I would just say, hey, that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, you would be polite, but I would know that you didn't like it. And I can tell you saw some merit in it.
Plus, I sat next to you and I was laughing, and I was worried that my laugh sounded like Max Cady in the Cape Fear remake, you know.
I fell asleep because I'm 41, and not because the movie's boring, but because I don't know, I had some of these Mill Street lagers.
Do you want me to tell you how it ends?
No, I know it is. It's the fat guy sucks his thumb and says he's not going to change. But I woke up to people laughing, and I thought they were laughing at me snoring, and I was like, anyway, make a movie about that. But yeah, what is that Canadian? I think like in America, are we socialized to compartmentalize to the point where we become psychotic? Are we trained? Do people in Canada, because as a region, I don't even know. Do you guys? Does Canada really consider itself to be a country? Or do you guys really think about it in terms of like, nah, this is my province. This is my, because it's different wherever you go.
Well,
or do you guys go?
Say America, in front of a Canadian and they'll correct you. This is North America.
Technically, Columbus discovered the whole chunk of everything.
Really? Because on the news, when they say, America bombed someone today, you don't go, us or them? I'm not sure.
But I just want to make sure I wasn't asking in a demeaning way, because I would think that would be one part of the enlightened thing. It's like, why be jingoistic about a big giant swath of land?
Well,
it feels like Canadian is a little more civic in their mindset.
Sure. No, I mean, perhaps they're a little kinder to their brothers, but they've also got the most fucked up political system going. I mean,
no, but I mean that
Tom Ford. Come on,
they're focused on shit that matters. Maybe that's only the shit that gets back to us, but it's not like there is no such thing as like Canada really stirred things up at the UN today. It's like America continues to rattle its saber on this global scale. So that's the only reason why you would have a reason to think of yourself as an American, as opposed to perhaps a person from Portland or Milwaukee or Los Angeles, which is what really matters. There's the key differences are what way is the traffic going? Does your city have a rail system? Does your city how does it spend its money? It's like it comes down to a civic level.
But I was thinking about this because both of us grew up not far from Canada, and the same kind of weather and the same kind of
focus on humility
and shame and oppressive religion. But I don't know why, because I grew up in Syracuse and I used to come up to Toronto. It was like going to Paris, I mean, it was like, it was
like the east side of Milwaukee. It was like, wow, they really,
these people are very bougie. I used to come up here I'd hitchhike with Tom Kenny up here to see Second City and stuff when we were teenagers.
Yeah, Toronto. When you get into the airport, you feel a very, I don't know, it has a weird futuristic, like a 90s future feel. I was like suddenly finding myself. I don't think I was that drunk, but I was like, I wanted to go pitch William Gibson stuff.
Oh, wow.
I was like, Toronto, 2028.
It's just you're going in the 90s. You're going, wow, they're still hanging on to this grunge, and you're going, oh no, it's cold. That's why they wear flannel.
It's cold, yeah. I think that's what it is. It's coldness and sophistication makes you. Because I started craving Manhattans. I was drinking a lot of bourbon today. I was like, why am I not? Why? Why am I doing that? Because I'm not in a desert.
But it does have politics and its own craziness and stuff. It's just that part of growing up in the U.S., we're not aware of other countries, even the two closest to us. Do you know what I mean? It's our arrogance.
It just seems like too much to take on.
Well, have you been spending much time in Quebec? Have you?
No. Are there troubles there?
Well, when you use English, they're going, do I hate you because you're American or from Ontario? Like, they have to figure out why they hate you before they give you a rotten attitude.
Yeah, they have their own thing up here. Speaking of weird things, this is something that... there's something called Nuit Blanche happening right now.
Yeah.
Which people were tweeting me about, and I immediately assumed it was racist. I assumed that it was pagan and probably racist. But I think it's just sort of a Silver Lakey kind of artist thing.
It's an all-night 7 to 7 art festival.
Yeah.
And they do installations all around the city.
All right. High-roaded.
But at the same time, I heard some of the installations from last year, and I was like, oh, that sounds great. Everybody got together, and they made a waterfall in a building. All right. And what was that? What was that? It was cool. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was.
What is the what's the literal translation of Nuit Blanche? White Knight. Okay, see, that's why I thought
yeah, maybe it is racist.
In America, that sounds like Crystal Knot.
Yeah.
It sounds like time for some justice. We got 24 hours to purge. Nuit Blanche, motherfucker. Don't forget.
Yeah.
You're real uppity right now, Mr. Cab Driver, but tomorrow's Nuit Blanche. Comme c'est, motherfucker.
We stay away from White Knight in the South.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we went to Scotland, and you were in Scotland at the same time as me, and we didn't look each other up. But the Hogmanay thing with the torches.
Oh my God!
We were like, it was fucking great. We were all walking around with torches, and it was, we can't do that here. We can't do it in America. Like we turned fire racist. That's hard work. Like America works hard at racism. You're welcome. We fucking figured out how to make racism like fundamental.
Well, you couldn't do it in the States because everybody would be suing each other.
That's the other thing.
Because
the post-racial America is now a
I was watching in
nightmare.
Hogmanay. It's 5,000 people with torches walking through Edinburgh, and I'm like, what do they do when they accidentally set each other on fire? And someone goes, put them out.
Yeah.
And I witnessed it. I saw some people.
Yeah. There's like little kids, and they're like, they started to go up in flames, and then the parent would pat them out. Let's like cavemen.
Let's give a baby a torch.
Like there's 7 billion pieces of evidence that that's a fine system. Like we didn't go extinct from burning to death.
Well, and they also, and there's a lot of drinking too, so they're drunk with
everyone's
torches.
drunk, and there's wicker everywhere, and there's you don't know if the superintendent's inside the wicker thing. You figure he'll scream if he starts to burn, and it's just...
that's kind of where I was hoping it was going. I thought it was going to be Wicker Man.
It very much was. That's what I was hoping Nuit Blanche would be, is that you and I would end up in a tea kettle made out of sticks.
The bees! The goddamn bees!
So have you been brought to us? So will you be brought around to the boot? I was trying to think of a way to add Canadian pronunciation to a pagan ritual. You are a boot to go forth into the...
Sorry.
All right. Sorry.
Sorry. They say sorry so much.
They say
sorry. I'm mispronouncing it, but when you watch Degrassi, they say sorry every other word. It's like a nation of Chippendales. After you, cousin. Whatever. They're the sleeping giant, though. They're just getting ready to kick our ass.
That'd be fantastic. I mean, Canada is that. That should be. We should send Canada to the moon because they would be able to operate there. They'd be like, we understand. We're orbiting something disgusting. We get it. We have limited resources. We can make it work. Well, okay, we wear a parka, or now it's a space helmet. I'm fine with that. We're still a colony. Fine. We'll humor you there. And then, 30 years later, they'd be like, psych. moon bombs. Canadian moon bombs.
Do you think they're just happy to be not part of England? Is that why they're polite? It's
aren't they still kind of though?
Yeah, you are.
That's where I get cocky. I'm don't fucking lecture me when we have political arguments and my Canadian friends go yeah, but you guys, you gotta get your shit together. I'm like, fuck you, fucking England fuckers. But you fucking grow some fucking...
But I really thought you weren't part of the... Did you guys get a chance to vote? And you said, no, we're scared.
They just, that car broke down, and they're like, well, let's just live here. Who cares? I mean, at this point, you can't do it. It's like legalizing heroin. What are you going to do? What are you going to be an independent Scotland and independent Canada? How's it even going to work? Who fucking cares? It's all bureaucracy.
I didn't realize it was going to get so heavy, man. I was here to talk about the Police Academy franchise.
You got to do that shit in the 1700s. Do it in the 1700s. You fucked up. You're going to cut some heads off. Look at me. Look what you could have been. Look at the pride. Look at the culture you could have had. USA. Yeah, growing up in Wisconsin is essentially you are Canadian. There's no difference. Back when I was a kid, you could walk across the border probably, I think. I'm assuming.
Yeah, we could. And where I grew up, not the same accent, but kind of the same, where they drop the T's. They just drop the N, hey, Bob, sorry, you're on HBO. They don't pronounce the whole...
Right. You don't waste a lot of time opening your mouth a lot.
No.
In Wisconsin, you talk through your nose. So in order to make sure that certain sounds are different from others, you got to make sure that...
I could say that I was almost a Canadian because in my high school yearbook, you can count how many kids died from snowmobile fatalities. You know, there, you know, Steve Wysort there, you know, he didn't even see the barbed wire there, you know.
In a land where snowmobile,
and not even like
Ebola
people don't even go, hey, you know, we should make some paths or we should instill some laws. It's like, no,
It defeats the purpose. Why don't you just put tires on the goddamn things?
We're gonna lose a couple, you know.